Good morning from the boardwalk. Doing my every trip tour around the boardwalk. Try to do a little different thing this time. This time, I'm planning on doing just a little walk around Crescent Lake. I've shown you over the last year, 2 years, most about everything you could see boardwalk-wise, areas of the boardwalk. So I decided the boardwalk is in and why people like it so much, because I do. I'm going to start going in this direction. This is, of course, the Boardwalk Villas. That's where we're staying. Uh, Last night, this place was very, very busy. You can see on the boardwalk there, they washed it down. They wash it down every early morning, every day, like clockwork. They wash the entire boardwalk down. With they attach it to fire hydrants, big hoses to the fire hydrants, and they have some mobile trucks too, and they spray it, and they clean off all the chairs and tables, so you can't tell how busy it was last night, because it was really busy. Yeah. Night before it was not, but last night, of course, the first night of the weekend, it was very busy. There's a Big River Grill. We are practically right above this Big River Grill. We had dinner there the other day with the group, and it was very good. And there's our room. Is right up there. See, my sister is waving at you. That's our room, and the attached. These three balconies. She's in the middle balcony of our place, but all three of these balconies are part of our room, making a star out of you. And we have a two-bedroom, and my sister, you just saw her waving at you. She's having a pretty good time, I think. And my niece, goddaughter, and her daughter, Alana, her 3-year-old daughter, Alana, are on the trip with us too. And of course, we came down to see the cool kids from EOE, which has been a delight, really good time. And but today, on the early morning hours, which is my favorite time here, we're going to take a quick walk around Crescent Lake. All the boardwalk view rooms are going to be shut down, all of them, and and the rooms right across the hall from them, and this whole wing is going to be shut down to be refurbed. So we're kind of being kicked out. We have to move to a different room, not on the boardwalk. So the next couple days, you will be seeing a totally different view. Until Monday, you'll be seeing a totally different view of the boardwalk, which is not a bad thing necessarily, because most of the views here are pretty good. Over there is the famous Wind Point. We've had, as far as I know so far in the last 5 days, we've had 2 weddings there. It's a popular wedding spot. Here is the incomparable jelly rolls. Very popular on the weekends. Very popular on the weekends. And this place, I still don't know really what it is, but they do have dance parties in there with a DJ and stuff. Very loud. But I've been in there like twice only since they did that, and it wasn't very busy either time. But Jelly Rolls over here is always busy on the weekends. It's crazy. But I don't know if people remember back in the day when this place first opened, Atlantic Dance, that's the name of the building here. They had old style music, big band music and stuff like that. It was kind of cool. But apparently it didn't make enough for the bean counters, so they got off of that. And for the longest time now, they haven't really not settled on what they want to do with this building. They used to. I don't know if they do anymore. They might have stopped it during COVID and stuff, they used to have a New Year's Eve party here too, which was fairly popular. A pretty nice New Year's Eve party. It's a nice venue. The DVC uses it sometimes for some presentations, and they use it for other things, weddings and stuff like that. But right now, to the general public, you can see dance party Thursday through Sunday, 8 p.m. until 1 a.m. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem that that's all that popular right now to me. But what am I? I'm an old guy. What would I know about dance parties? But this area here is the entrance to the back area of Boardwalk, and it's the pathway you take to get to the Swan and Dolphin, which are straight ahead. You can see the famous, what would you call that? Orange? Some sort of orange? I don't know. Salmon? I don't know the color, but they're distinctive looking buildings. There's the swan statue up there. And the fish is right next door. People who live around here and work around here call it the fish and the bird. There's one of the fish right there. Pretty well famous icons around here. I think there's some people who don't like these places, the Swan and Dolphin. I do. I think they're whimsical. I don't mind them at all. A lot of people don't like them. They think it rents the ambiance of Crescent Lake, but theoretically, they're not really on Crescent Lake. they're on the canal that leads. I forget the name. I think there's a name for the canal, but I can never remember it. But that's the canal here. You see this straight ahead. That leads to Hollywood Studios. They're not on Crescent Lake, so I don't know what the problem is with people. They're on the way to Hollywood Studios, though, and they're also part of the boat system here at the Crescent Lake area, as I could call it. We have over here, you can see, I've shown this before, so I'm not going to go this way, but there's the center point. This is the gangway between the Swan and Dolphin. That's where you pick up your boats for transportation to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. The building in the background there, that's the new one, the Reserve. I have heard nothing about that building. Now, I'll be honest with you, that one I don't like. It doesn't look anything like anything else around here. It just sticks out like a sore freaking thumb. So I'm not keen on it. But I imagine some people do like it. It's interesting looking building, I guess. But I don't like it. It doesn't look good here. It just, let's build a high rise, basically was what they met about. Why don't we build a high rise? So they did. I'm assuming, I think that's a restaurant on the top, but don't quote me. I'm assuming you can see some fireworks from up there, but again, don't quote me. I don't know. I know very little about that building, except it's called the Reserve, and it's part of the Swan and Dolphin complex. So that's all I know about that. As Forrest Gump would say, that's all I know about that. So we're going to move on, and we're going to start heading back to Crescent Lake Resorts. We're going to move over to see the Yacht Club. Now, the Yacht Club, again, for people who don't know, probably most of you, anybody listening, many of you listening, probably, there's not that many listening anyhow. You might not know, but you might or might not know, but I think that everything you hear me say today is my opinion. Doesn't mean anything but to me, and if you disagree, that's peachy keen. But the Yacht Club is probably, after the Grand Floridian, the what's the word I'm looking for? Most hoity-toity of the hotels. It's not necessarily. It's a nice place, very nice place. The yacht and the beach club are separate entities. They are not They have separate checkouts. They have separate living areas. They have separate quiet pools. They do share Stormalong Bay, the probably the most famous pool at Disney World, resort pool at least at Disney World. And they share that, and they share the boat dock, and that's about it. Otherwise, they're pretty independent of one another. They recently, I shouldn't say recently, but it's a newer thing. The yacht club's got some, didn't have before, but has some convention facility now that they didn't have before. But they have it now. It's a very pretty resort. I call it Battleship Gray, but it's not. That's really not correct. It's lighter than that, but it's the difference. The colors you can see are marked. The Beach Club is the nice blue colors you see up ahead, and they are connected by a hallway and walkway, but like I said, separate checkout area, separate restaurants. One of the nice things about the Crescent Lake area, there's my place. There's Boardwalk right across the lake there. It's kind of hard to see with the glare of the sun, and the sun is wreaking havoc with my focus. There's one of the boats going to probably the early opening. They come out right. They're getting in position right now. Actually, this is a morning parade sort of. Every morning you get to see it live. These boats come out of they're docked in that canal by Epcot. They come across the Epcot Lake there, and come through the canal and jockey into position here. And usually they take one docks at the Boardwalk, one docks at the Yacht Club, one docks at the Swan and Dolphin, one goes to Hollywood Studios, and this one right here, I think, or one other, kind of sits in the lake for a while. That's how they establish their rotation as they start in the morning. And they all start moving about at the same time. That's the one probably heading for Hollywood Studios. Maybe this one is going to go eventually to Swan and Dolphin, I don't know. But that's usually how they do it. There'll be a couple more coming, and one will be going to Boardwalk, and one will be going to Yacht and Beach Club. And then they establish their rotation going around the lake. It depends. It's very dependent upon how busy they are, how many boats come out. But lately, yesterday there were 5, because it was Friday. The day before it was 4. So this is shared with the beach. This is shared with the Beach Club and the Boardwalk. This is where, if you're doing an Illuminations cruise, there's the boats that take you. This is where you would come if you booked an Illuminations cruise. And they have the other kind of boats available to you, fishing boats and such, which are pretty much the same boat that you're looking at. I don't know. I don't think they do the little boats anymore around here. I don't think they do them on the by the Magic Kingdom either. They used to have the little, what do they call them, mouse boats, right? Something like that. I don't think we have those anymore. I'm pretty sure we don't. I don't see them anywhere, and I kind of remember reading that they didn't have them anymore. They weren't doing them anymore. I don't know if they're ever gonna return. I don't know if that's a COVID fatality or a bean counter fatality. Could be both. But Yacht Club's got this peculiar thing. It's not peculiar. It's for the look, I suppose. But everybody has a balcony. Of course, it's a deluxe resort. Everybody gets a balcony at the deluxe resort. But they have these red and white awnings, but they're not everywhere. They're just spread out in a particular, I guess, pattern, you could say. With add a little dash of color to a rather, it's not the greatest color in the world. It's not bad though. It's a classic look you know, and that's what I think the yacht club's going for, a classic look. They have, yeah, see, the little guys aren't here anymore, the little boats. I can't see them anywhere, so I guess they don't do them anymore. I thought I read that somewhere, but anybody that wants to correct me on that. Hey, John. Buongiorno, indeed. How's your trip going? Anyhow, there you see these little narrow areas here. That's where the little guy boats used to be. Where you could they were in here, in this little looking canal looking thing here. That's where the little boats used to be, the mouse boats, and they fit in there, and you go through there and come out over there, and they're cute little things, and I always thought they were fairly popular. So I'm not quite sure what led to their demise. I'm not sure if they're coming back. I'm not sure about anything, as anybody who knows me knows. I'm never sure about anything anyhow. So I'm comfortable with that. I had here at the yacht club. As you can notice, it's a like a boardwalk situation all around here. And these are wet too, because you know why? They wash them down every day, every morning. It did not rain a great deal yesterday. It rained a little bit, but not very much at all. This isn't from rain. This is from the washing down process that they do every morning here. Up ahead here is this quaint little gazebo. This is a really popular this is a fairly popular wedding location for smaller weddings, very small weddings, but it's very popular. You usually see one or two weddings here a week too. I You can see that it's a cute little thing, you know, and a cute little grass area here, garden garden area, I guess you could call it. And it's quite lovely. And you even get the little hearts there, you know. But a few trips ago, we ran into a couple on one of the boats to. We were taking a boat to the studios, and we ran into a couple who had just gotten married there a couple of days beforehand, and they were talking about the experience and saying how lovely it was and everything. I thought that was nice, you know. Uh, but like I said, that's a small weddings are held there, just like Wind Point. It's like the one I showed you earlier, and we'll see again when I pass it. Is a very popular wedding area. It's for a little larger, much larger than the. It's not the largest weddings that are there, but it's a good sized weddings are there, and the small ones over here. That's a nice small venue for anybody who has any parents out there whose kids want to get married at Disney World and you want to find one of the cheaper places. I'm assuming that is one of them. Though it ain't cheap. It's just cheaper. There's a difference. It costs less. Let's put it that way. But it's a lovely venue. There's the boat dock. There's a nice shot of the boat. They're all in position. The one at Epcot, this left a moment ago. So, and they go on a schedule whether they have somebody there or not. But these people, there's quite a group getting on this boat. I think, I'm fairly certain that's Hollywood Studios boat. That boat's heading to Hollywood Studios because it's on the Hollywood. I think that's the Hollywood Studios side of the pier. Because on the other side, they pick up of this pier, they pick up Epcot. They just go in a large circle. For those of you who don't know, these boats just going around a circle around Crescent Lake. That starts at Epcot, let's say, and then it goes to Boardwalk, then it goes to the Yacht and Beach Club, then it goes to Swan and Dolphin, and then it goes to Hollywood Studios. So there's 4 stops. And then it comes back. The boat just turns around and comes back and goes to Swan and Dolphin, then goes to the Yacht and Beach Club, then goes to Boardwalk, and then goes to Epcot. It's a big circle. Keeps going doing that pretty much all day. It makes that same rotation. some of the boats have been repainted. Some of them have not, and some, they've repainted a few into more solid colors. They've taken the stripes away. This boat that's out there now has got the old stripes on it still, so obviously hasn't gotten the new paint job yet. I really like the stripes. I always did. I know the solid colors are very bright and cheerful looking. I give them that, but they I don't like them as much as the stripes. But that's me. Again, that's me. I can see people saying this guy's crazy. Well, okay, I kind of am. This is a suite. This little rounded area here is a suite that is available to people. Now, if I recall my lore, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am about this one. This is where Michael Eisner, it was Michael Eisner's favorite place to stay when he was on Disney World grounds. It's a strange, it's an interesting shape and everything, but I think and you got to go through some things to get to that area of the building because it's pretty secure. So probably that's why I liked it. But it's also, okay, you got a great look, you got a great view, obviously, and everything. But so I could buy that he stayed there because the yacht clubs are really, like I said, it's more of a hoity-toity type. I'm not going to go into any of the places because I'm saving going into the places in December when we come back to show you all the Christmas decorations in the lobbies. So I'm going to do that in December. I'm just doing like a quick walk around the lake to show the amenities and stuff that are available here. The nice thing, I'll tell you about the Crescent Lake resorts and all the resorts. I'm sorry if I'm going off and on, people, but Disney Wi-Fi stinks, and I'm running out of my own, so I've got to go with it today. Here's one of the small one. This is a smaller beach. There's another one, a bigger one on the other side of the pool area here. But this is where the beach club is. Oh, this is the yacht club's beach, actually. It's very small. And they don't even have chairs here or anything. I don't even know where they have it. Because you never see anybody in here because there's nothing really, unless you bring your own towels or something. And there's no place to really sit or enjoy it. You can see they manicure it. They do that practically every day too in the morning. Manicure the beaches and stuff. Here is the famous Stormalong Bay. Part of it, because it's huge. Now I know this for a fact, and I will not take any. This is not categorized as a pool in Florida. It's considered a water park. It's pretty cool. It's very popular. It's a good reason to stay at the Yacht and Beach Club because the Yacht and Beach Club guests are the only ones who get to use it. And they're really strict about that, folks. They're very strict. They built fencing now to keep people out. You have to show your ID that you're a guest many times. They check that. And they check it. It's no messing around, but it's a lovely. Most of the pool is this. You can see the sand. It's sand bottoms in many places here. There's sand on the bottom of the lake. Here's another one. A little beach area. Because in a minute, almost in percent. Beach Club's got a totally different vibe from the Yacht Club. I mean, I know a lot of people connect with it and always called the Yacht and Beach Club, but honestly, their vibe is totally different from one another. You go, I'll tell you what, if you're ever in this area, go in the same day, go into the lobby of the Yacht Club and then go into the lobby of the Beach Club, and you'll see the difference right away. It is like almost a library sometimes in the Yacht Club. It's very quiet. It's very subdued, very dignified. Going to the Beach Club, there's families, kids running around and everything. There's a big buffet right there and everything, which helps with that and stuff. But yacht club doesn't have a buffet. They have dignified sit-down restaurants. The Yachtsman Steakhouse and the Ale and Compass, which are very nice. They're very nice, don't get me wrong, but they're also sit-down, quiet restaurants. This thingamajobby here is the slide, the pool slide for Storm Long Bay. This tube you see running through here is part of that slide. This slide is outstanding slide. Number one, you're in the dark most of the time, and it really is fast. It goes very fast, and you come down this slide, you come across the walkway here, but you don't know that because you can't see anything. You're in the dark, and it is amazing slide. I really, that it's worth the slide just to go to Stormalong Bay, because that is a great. There's a little kiddie pool on there too, if I recall, somewhere in the center of the boat that a lot of people don't know about. But it's a kiddie pool, and this slide, you're in the dark, and all of a sudden you come flying out of it into the sunlight, into the water. It's just amazing. I mean, it's like doing Space Mountain almost. It's just really fun. It's a fun slide, and with the older kids especially, it's very popular. You see them lining up here all the time. And by older kids, I mean middle school-ish. Don't mean like college kids or something. And over here is the big beach of the beach club. Now, see, this one is a beach that they want you to use. They got chairs, and they got a couple of hammocks, and they show movies here practically every night. Not every night, practically every night. This is where they show movies for families and stuff. They give you beach towels. They have snacks on hand, popcorn mostly. They have little lanterns that are really adorable to sit by the light, and it's really nice. There's also been wedding receptions and weddings on this beach. I've seen them. They set up for them. I'm always, which of course shuts down the beach to everybody else, because some people don't appreciate that. The beach is not that popular during the day, quite frankly. It's not that many people use it, to be honest with you. Probably more should, but it is, it's brutal hot in the sun, so they probably don't want to sit in it. Hey, Rye. They probably don't want to sit in it, but I get it. I do get it that they don't. But this is a big beach. You can see it extends quite a distance. It extends practically the whole width of not all, but practically the whole width of the beach club. But it's called the beach club, right? I'm sorry about. I apologize about my voice. My throat is wreaking havoc with me on this trip. I've been having some allergy things going on, I think. But so if I sound like Mr. Toad, I don't mean to. I have no idea what this crane is doing here. It's been here the whole trip, and nobody's used it. It's just been parked here the whole time. Just parked here. I haven't seen anybody on it. I haven't seen anybody use it. It's right across from we're at Crest of the Wave, the blue building over there, and we can see directly over here, and I've never yet seen this thing used on the time we've been here. It just sits here like this. I have no idea what it's doing here. I don't know if they do. Apparently they don't. And of course, when we hit the blue buildings, as I said, that's Beach Club. There's the main entrance off of the boardwalk area. As you can see, we're done with the boards. We're on pavement now. And I like the blue of these buildings. Just a personal note. Up ahead here is something unique, somewhat unique. Maybe there's one or two other resorts, but the volleyball court, volleyball net on some sand volleyball, I have yet to see anybody play on it. But doesn't mean anybody doesn't, because I'm not here every day. But I've yet to see anybody play on that thing. It's cool looking though. Sometimes I just think it's there for the look. There you can get a good look of. There's the end of Yacht Club. You can see the dolphin in the distance, and the new reserve, and the swan behind the boardwalk. Swan is basically behind the boardwalk, so and you can see the boardwalk. This is the loveliness of Crescent Lake. Generally speaking, it is quieter on this side of the lake than on the boardwalk side, because the boardwalk side has all the entertaining places. You know, they have the buskers, they have the jelly rolls, and they have the dance club, the Atlantic Dance Club, and they have, you know, generally more entertaining kinds of things to do over there. It can be a destination spot for some people to spend the evening like in a destination for the night and stuff. Over here, it's a couple of nice restaurants, and that's about it. You know, I mean, they don't have any nighttime kind of venues or entertainment venues or anything like that. It's much quieter over here. That's not a bad thing, by the way. Just saying, it's not as active. Uh-oh. Okay, Ryan, you gotta put your hand out. I'm gonna have to slap it. Naughty boy. uh, the beach club right behind it, kind of behind it, this is the general hotel area here. There's a DVC area uh, attached to the beach club also. That's kind of, we might be able to see. We'll get a glimpse of a little of it. It's a slightly different color. It's like I think they call it seafoam green. So it's not blue. It's a greenish color, and that's how you can distinguish the buildings are a little different color. And they have a DVC. And the thing is, and we were talking about this the other day, I think the Yacht Club is the only deluxe resort left that doesn't have a DVC element attached to it in some way or shape or form. Boardwalk was the first DVC attached to a hotel resort, where there's a general, a populous resort and a DVC resort in the same place. And now all of them, Polynesian's got one now, building one now. Grand Floridian's had one for a few years now. Contemporary's got the Bay Lake Towers. Of course, and then there's your standalones like Saratoga and Oak West. They're standalone DVC area places, of course. But most of the deluxes now all have a DVC attached to them. I admit that's not necessarily a good thing. I understand it. It's probably a business decision, but maybe not. You know, I was talking people at Polynesian that worked there for years were not happy about the DVC moving in there at all. Not happy at all. They didn't understand why they needed to have a DVC there, because they never had any trouble selling rooms there. And I said, well, I don't know either, but I know there were employees there, that longtime employers, that did not like the idea of having a DVC on there attached to them. But they're going to get it because they're building it as we speak. And guess what? It's another high-rise, which is apparently all Disney can build. Everything's a high-rise now, which I have stated my piece about before, which I think kind of takes away kind of the distinctiveness of Disney resorts. I mean, these high rises, they're kind of hotels, you know. I mean, I'm sorry, we went out again. I apologize. Yeah, I agree with that too, Rye. About taking rooms away. They did that. They did that at many. They did that at Animal Kingdom, right? Yeah. Also, they did that at Animal Kingdom. Also, took some hotel rooms, regular hotel rooms away to make them DVC. Besides Kidani, you know, they took some of the regular hotel rooms for DVC too. Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know how those places. Yeah, yeah, that tower's at least at Coronado, that the tower building there is color schematic wise matches in. But like this one, the reserve over here, attached to the Swan and Dolphin. That thing, what the hell is that? You know, it's a sore thumb. Look at that. You can just see it from here. You can really see it well from here, actually. How it sticks out like a freaking sore thumb. Look at that. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get through the trees there. Yeah. I mean, you see all these lovely buildings, and then you see that. You know, and you say, what's that? What's that doing there? You know, you know, there were people that are upset when the Swan and Dolphin were built, saying it didn't. I think the Swan and Dolphin, like I said, are whimsical. I don't have a problem with them. I kind of like the color scheme of them too, but that thing is, don't get me going. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't, but at least color-wise, it's somewhat like it. You know, and I do like the restaurant in there, right? I love that Toledo place. I really do. Anyhow, ending my rant. Let's move on. This is the very end. Here it is, the end of Beach Club. I'm sure everybody was sitting in suspense waiting for that shot. But there at the end, there's a gate. That path there would take you to the DVC building. I know that because we used to take it all the time. It's a cute little pathway that runs across along the end of the thing, and this is the way to get to Epcot from the DVC building. If you don't want to go all the way back to the lobby, this path here, and then that right up there, you just come out this and take a left, and there's Epcot right over there, where those people are headed there. Morning.
Yeah, a little bit boring.
Now the thing is, I don't know. There's not that much traffic along here, but these are all rooms here. These are patios for first floor rooms, ground floor rooms at the Beach Club. Nice that you're really close to Epcot. If you're an Epcot lover, this is the room you want. You can just come right out your door here and go, you know. And of course, there's rooms up above and everything. But you can tell by the color that this is Beach Club, regular Beach Club, regular hotel and stuff. Now the views here, you would think, oh God, great views of Epcot. Not really. It's trees, all kinds of trees in your way, which I don't mind. I like trees personally, so I don't have a problem. I know some people used to have a problem at Wilderness Lodge, that some of the rooms there in the building, the DVC building especially, had, you know, all you could see was the woods. You couldn't see the lake. I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that at all. And there's a lovely trail from Wilderness Lodge to Fort Wilderness. Amazing, all the wildlife you can see in that little trail. It's really nice. I'm just walking. I don't know why I'm doing this, adding a lot of steps to my walk here, but I wanted to show you real quick where the DVC building. This is still Beach Club, Beach Club, Beach Club, Beach Club. There's a big resort beach club, bigger than Yacht Club, but Yacht Club's not small. It's just that Beach Club's bigger. And I'm just going to go around the corner here, because just around the corner here is, I'm going to stop right around here, because if you look down, you see a different color building. That's the DVC building. You got to go. You basically have to go this way or through the main lobby a little bit to get the main lobby of the regular hotel to get here. The original beach club. It's a much newer building, but it's in the same style, but just the same basic style as beach club pretty much. But the color, as you can see, if you can see the color, I don't know, is much different. Seafood. So if you're going to a seafoam green building when you're at the beach club, you know, oh, here's the DVC. There it is. That's not all of it, of course. There's a lovely little pathway from the resort, from the beach club resort lobby area to the DVC building. Very lovely. Really is. It's really cute. Cute. Did I just say cute? But here, this little garden area here is kind of nice. See, this will take you to the main doors of the Beach Club DVC building. And this over here, this, if you went this way, takes you to the doors to the lobby. Well, first the sun porch area, which is really quite lovely. I'm not going to go in there though. Like I said, I'm going into buildings in December. A little gazebo over there. A very lovely area here. Very nice and quiet. Very quiet here. And you can't believe that just on the other side of those trees is Epcot. Those trees straight ahead here, just on the other side of them is Epcot. So the building goes right over, take the right turn over there. That's as far as it goes too. So you're on the edge end of the buildings here, pretty much. I don't. Yeah, like I said, this is like, if you're in the DVC building, this is the major pathway. If you're walking, not if you're taking the boat. I don't know why you take the boat if you're at the beach club. You're so close to Epcot, it's crazy. But if you did, then you go through the lobby. But here, if you're walking over from the DVC buildings, this is the best way to go. Oh, I'm sorry. I sometimes can't see the comments. Everybody, right? Because the glare of the sun gets in there. Yeah, Toledo's a wonder. Eileen and I have eaten there, and it's really nice. Really good restaurant. I know people love Topolino's, and we do too. We've eaten at Topolino's also. I think they're very comparable restaurants. I really do. They are very comparable, and Toledo is every bit as good as Topolino as far as I'm concerned. Every bit as good. I'm not saying better, but as good. It's Topolino's is a very good restaurant also. But I was really impressed with Toledo. Toledo was a nice surprise because you don't hear nearly as much about Toledo, and it's a much easier reservation to get, I might add, than Topolino's is. One of the reasons I think is because Topolino's is a much easier restaurant to get to for many people. It's a much simpler. It's on the glider system and everything, and it's by Caribbean Beach and stuff. It's just more in the center of the action, I think. But Toledo is worth. If you like Topolino's, if you've eaten at Topolino's, folks, you'll love Toledo too. Just leave it at that. And I think, again, I did say this again, my opinion, which means relatively nothing to you, I'm sure. So that's fine. All right. So you come out this cute little gate here, and I say that because my mother-in-law, when we first brought her to Beach Club years ago, called it the cute little gate. So I always call it the cute little gate. Of course, this is the This is the canal that takes you to, it goes, that's Crescent Lake, the mouth of Crescent Lake right there. And this is the boats come through here, and this is where you go to Epcot, through here. For people who, many people know that you can walk to the studios too, but it's a longer walk. It's not a terrible walk if you're in decent shape. It's not bad at all. But on a hot day, well, maybe so. And the glider system, ever since they added this glider system, sky gliders, and I've said my piece about sky gliders, so I'm not talking about it anymore. But this international gateway is much, much, much busier. They've expanded it, of course. They made it much larger. They had to, because you got all these big resorts that are attached to the sky gliders now, and they bring people in here hundreds at a time. So it doesn't have the charm it used to. I used to love International Gateway. My brother-in-law, when we brought my brother-in-law and his family, Eileen's brother, here with his family, he called it the secret entrance. Because at that time, before the Sky Glider, only these resorts on the lake used that entrance. It was just, the one, two, three, four, five resorts or so that were on the Crescent Lake area. They're the only ones who use that entrance, pretty much. Also, people transferring from Hollywood Studios, if they were park hopping, they might use it too, take the boat over. They could do that. But obviously, it was a lot less populated and much quieter. It was the best place to see guest relations. It really was. Remember when you had to go personally renew your annual passes and stuff like that? And we would go there, and when we all the time just walk over there and do it, because it was never a line. It was great. It was just a kiosk then too, by the way. It wasn't a big office building like they have now. It was just a kiosk for guest relations, but it was very nice. It was very quick, and we never had to wait there. It was fantastic. Now we're getting more on this familiar turf. This is a popular, this route I just took this morning is a very popular with runners. There's one that's just ahead of us now. I don't understand people running all morning and then walking around the parks all day. I said, wow, how many steps do they put in a day? You see a lot of them. That's not just a couple people running, but they run around the circuit. There's the run around the circuit of the lake a few times. Some of them go all the way down. There's a walking path all the way down to Hollywood Studios, and they take that too. Those are the big time distance runners, and they do the very circuitous route there. They run all the way to Hollywood Studios and then run back and around the lake. Just amazing. But they're doing something I wouldn't do, that's for sure. This is the famous, not famous, but this is the well-known to wedding venue people, the Wind Point area. Like I said, many weddings here. Many, 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 many weddings. I've said this before on my Boardwalk exclusive tours. You guys all seen this place, and it's lovely. It really is. It is a lovely venue for a wedding. It really is. He said this nice area here, but usually in the weddings, the minister is down by the fence there, and the bride walks down here. Think of me as a bride. And walks down this kind of aisle here between these two arches. Two arches, one arch, and minister's here. And they say the wedding, and the attendees are to each side here. There's a long kind of hallway thing, and it's not a huge wedding, but it's bigger than the one at the gazebo. Like I said, across the way, you can see the gazebo if you got really eagle eyes here. I'm pointing right at it, but you might not see it. And the decent sized wedding you can do here, because they can put the tables down that way too and stuff. They many times have the reception dinner here too, right here. They do the wedding and reception dinner right here. They cater it here. It's been done quite often. It's really lovely spot for a wedding. It's a very popular spot, I might add. I remember I talked to a couple people that were setting the chairs up, and they said this is one of the most popular wedding spots on the grounds. So cool. And most of the time, the people that are at the wedding stay at Boardwalk or Yacht and Beach Club for that matter. They stay in the general vicinity usually. You know, the Disney wedding people, they arrange all that stuff for you. And now we approach the best place on Crescent Lake. Obviously, I'm prejudiced. The Boardwalk grounds. There's a lot going on at Boardwalk now. A lot of like I said, we are getting kicked out of the room on the Boardwalk view will be gone in a couple of hours because we're getting kicked out of our room, basically kicked out of our room because they're closing down that section, the whole section there, from Jelly Rolls all the way down to the elevators, practically, and the courtrooms that are garden view across the hallway from us, and they're refurbing that whole section. Now, I don't know how far they might just be starting at our section first because we're the last ones down and working their way down. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they're starting on our wing first, which would be the crest of the wave there, the blue building, and unfortunately we're in that building. So I don't know how many more of the buildings are affected on this wing, if they're all are or only another couple of them. I don't know, but refurb is coming. Mostly interior work, furniture, things like that. This place, I'm going to tell you, this is the old ESPN club. I'm sure people know that, which I really liked. It was fun and everything, and they had good, pub grub. It wasn't the best place I ever ate or anything, but it was nice. It was fun, and if you wanted to catch a game or something, they'd always accommodate you. This is going to be a cake bake. I don't know much about this place, except apparently it's going to be more than just a bakery. It's going to have savory items too. They've kept the general shape somewhat. They're messing with it a little bit, but I'll be honest with you. They say this place is going to be open at the end of the year. No, it won't. Come on, look at it. This is not going to be done by the end of the year. Or is it 24 they're saying? Or 23? I can't remember. If it's end of 23, there's no way in the HE double hockey sticks it's going to be ready at the end of the year. And it's not going to be ready at the end of 24, it's going to be the longest building project in history. Because it's not like a huge building. But it's going to be the cake bake. I don't know anything about it. Does anybody? Here's what it's going to look like eventually. There's going to be a restaurant and a bakery. I don't know how that's going to affect Boardwalk Deli. Because right now Boardwalk Deli serves as a bakery too somewhat. They kept the old Boardwalk bakery stuff there too. But the deli is more of a deli now, but it still has bakery. So I'm assuming they're going to lose the bakery at the deli. That's my guess, but I don't know for sure. But that would make sense. Why would they have two bakeries right next door to each other? It doesn't make sense. So they're doing this building and the building next door that used to be the game area, yeah, and the merchandise area of the ESPN club. Yeah, they're taking that over too. That's all behind this wall. And then we got the ice cream shop. It used to be a better one, but it's still nice to have. I'm glad we have an ice cream place here still. It's just not as good as the old one was. It's not terrible. It's the same ice cream they serve at Beaches and Cream. Boardwalk Deli, the former Boardwalk Bakery. They pretty much kept the building the way it was and changed the sign to look pretty much like it used to, instead of they added deli instead. But you still get your morning refills here, your mug refills here and stuff. But they've added a lot more savory items, sandwiches especially. You can still get, like I said, you can still get bakery here. I'm assuming once that this place is open, that they're going to get rid of that here. There's going to be a deli, pure deli. But I don't know. Maybe not. I just find it funny that you have competing bakery places right next door to each other. It'd be kind of weird. One of the busiest kiosks in the summer on the boardwalk is this place, the Margarita, Boardwalk Joe's Margaritaville. It's very busy in a hot weather for sure. And here is the Italian restaurant, Trattoria Al Forno. Has a character breakfast people don't know about. Flynn Rider and Rapunzel are there, which is an unusual combination you don't see everywhere. There's a couple more too, but I forget who they are. The breakfasts are really good. I don't know if now that I think of it, I don't think the character breakfast is back. It's just the breakfast, but they have one of the great, most unusual breakfast menus you'll ever see. That's right. I don't think the character breakfast is back. I don't know if it's coming back, but it had Flynn Rider and Rapunzel. It was really the only one to get that combination. And their menu is really good. It's really a good place I like the breakfast. I haven't eaten dinner there in a while, but when I did, it was, Italian. Not the best Italian I ever had, but not the worst. But the breakfast is great. I would if you're looking for a place to eat something where that doesn't have, you can get the typical kind of products, bacon, eggs there for sure, but they have some items on there that are not the norm at most places that are nice and really good too. Abracadabra Bar next door is a small venue. Very nice though. It's a nice venue. It's very small though. It gets crowded very quickly. It's pretty popular. They used to do, the people who work there, you have to be able to do magic tricks. I've heard that's not so anymore. It was just too hard to get people who can do magic tricks and make drinks. I guess. I don't know. But we had a waiter there once that tried to do a trick and spilled the drink all over the floor trying to do it. So probably not very good magicians either. But the bar is fun. It's a cute little place. It's got some interesting drink. It's got a nice drink menu. Drinks, you can't get anywhere else on the grounds. So try it out if you like. But good luck getting in if you get there at the wrong time. Flying Fish. Flying Fish used to be in my humble opinion, one of the best restaurants on the ground. It is not anymore, but it used to be. I heard since it's reopened again after the COVID years, right before the COVID years, it was miserable. It was, they changed chefs often, and it just wasn't as good as it used to be. I've heard it's making somewhat of a comeback. I'm thinking of eating there in December when we come back again for my birthday, but I'm not sure if we're going to do that or not. I haven't made up my mind. And here we are back in the Boardwalk, which I've shown most of the people many, many times. Come pier, the boats are coming in. It's a fairly nondescript pier, to be honest with you. It's okay. I mean, but it's kind of a gangplank. I call it the gangplank pier. But it's nice. It's got one side. This over here boat that just pulled in is going to take you to Epcot. This one coming in now will take you to the studios. There's signs above that tell you when you're here for those people who need to know. There's a sign that tells you which one to go down for which boat. And they always check with you. That's one of the nice things they do here. The boat captains and the stuff, they always say, this is where we're going. Is this where you're going? This used to be a place, actually, a little fast food place. It was really good. I liked it. It was one of the few places around here that you could just get a quick meal. Hot dogs, burgers, stuff like that, fries. Special, but the prices were good. The only thing at the time, for a long time, Not the past few years before it closed. I don't know why it closed. I have no idea. But the buildings, the kiosk is still there, and I don't know why. Why? I'm assuming they're trying to get somebody else in there. I'm not sure. But it was a good place to go. But they only took cash for the longest time. Like the last couple of years they were open, they started taking credit cards. But they never took Magic Bands ever. They weren't Disney owned, obviously. And okay, if anybody can explain what happened here, this place, I forget the name that this place used to have, but it wasn't the Promenade. I forget the name. It looks like it's pretty much the same stuff they sell here. But good morning. And here we'll end it at the pool because I got to get my room and finish packing because we are transferring rooms today, and that's a fun experience, as everybody knows. Okay, guys, I hope you're okay with this. So I try something a little different, just to walk around the outside of the place, give you a look at the different ambiances of the resorts on the grounds here on the Crescent Lake area. So hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. See you later. We're going to be at Hollywood Studios later today, not till this afternoon, and we are streaming Fantasmic tonight. Tonight, Fantasmic will be on the stream. So we'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.